order. The Meet and Discuss Board meeting of the Ambridge Area School District is held on Wednesday, December 4th, 2019. This meeting is being held to go over the agenda for the regular monthly board meeting that will be held on Wednesday, December 11th, 2019 at 7 p.m. in the High School Media Center.
And we'll just make a note that the flag salute was dispensed at the reorganization meeting, and so we'll just proceed at this point to the notice.
June, can we have the sunshine law, please? Is that all right?
She reads the notice.
She reads the note. I read the notice? I apologize. Okay. Okay. This meeting is being recorded for district purposes. It is or may be published in part or in its entirety on the district's website without the express permission of meeting participants. The opinions expressed by any member of the public do not necessarily reflect the view or opinion of the Ambridge Area School District Board of School Directors or the Ambridge Area School District, and are solely that of the speaker. The Ambridge Area School District Board of School Directors hereby expressly disclaims any and all responsibility or liability for any false, defamatory, or slanderous statements expressed by the speaker. Can I have a roll call, please, June?
Ms. Trember?
Here.
Mrs. Fisher?
Here.
Oh, okay. Ms. Kehoe? Here. Mr. Howell?
Here.
Mrs. Mylan?
Here.
Mr. Weir?
Here.
Ms. Gill?
Here.
Ms. Pettigo?
Here.
Mr. Angus?
Here.
9 present.
Do we have any correspondence this evening?
No, I do not.
Dr. Weber, do we have any student-teacher recognition?
Nothing this evening.
Any presentations?
Nothing
Dr.
this
Weber?
evening.
Thank you. The Meet and Discuss meetings are open to the public. At this time, district residents may come forward to comment or ask questions on agenda items only. Each person must state their first and last name and address prior to speaking. Each person will be allowed 3 minutes and can speak only once during this half-hour period. There will be no discussion during this time, but any board member or administrator desiring to address questions or concerns may do so at the conclusion of the committee reports. Anyone would like to speak on agenda items?
I have a question about the agenda because there's nothing at the end of the agenda about new business. It was omitted.
There typically isn't for the meet and discuss. That's typically for the voting meeting.
Okay, so we want to bring up something new.
Voting.
We have to wait till next week.
Wait till next week.
Okay.
Anybody else?
With a clarification for these.
Okay, so I understand there are some players and parents and friends here for the basketball program. We do not have old and new business on here, but I am good with anybody who wants to speak on that. Is the rest of the board okay with that? I know there's several people that came to the meeting tonight, so I don't think we should waste their time with having to come back next week.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
So if anybody would like to come forward and speak? Nobody? There we go. Go ahead, Benny. Benny, your name and address, honey.
Benjamin Corkowitz. My address is 957 Pine Street. And we really like Coach Asarino, and we would really like to have him as our head coach. So, in y'all power, can y'all make that happen? That's just me asking y'all.
That's very helpful.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Matt Puppich, 300 Bars Road. Pretty much what he said, but it's not just like a basketball standpoint. You know, some of these kids, they got a real struggle at home, and Coach Eric has been with them for so long. And like, if I had something like that when I was in high school, it'd be so much helpful. Like, nothing against Coach Lou, he's a great coach, but he's just so positive in their lives, and you know, just such a good influence. And I'd rather have them leading in that right direction, you know, than just have somebody new come in and start all over. You know, he's been with seniors for 3 years, and the new kids, he's been with them for so long. His son's a freshman this year, and I thank him a lot for helping me coach middle school right now. So that's all I gotta say.
Thanks very much. Anybody else? No? Okay, thank you guys for your comments. Move on to committee reports. Education and technology.
It is recommended that Lori Heim, Lauren Tierney, and Nick Snyder be approved to attend the PETE&C, the Pennsylvania Educational Technology Expo and Conference in Pittsburgh, February 23rd through the 26th. The conference provides quality programs focused on the technology and educational field. Each year, hundreds of teachers, exhibitors showcase their latest technology products and services to the vast audience. All expenses, registration fees, travel, lodging, meals will be paid per the board policy 331 and board policy 431. Job-related expenses, total expenses will be approximately $850. Any questions?
Any discussion? Okay. Move on to finance and budget.
Thank you, Mrs. President. I have 3 items up for discussion this evening. I have, the first 2 items are the regular monthly bills and salaries. First one for the school district, second one for the cafeteria. Third item is Resolution 2019-2020-4, Accelerated Budget Opt-out. It's recommended to adopt Resolution 2019-2020-4, Accelerated Budget Opt-out Resolution to allow the district to follow normal budget procedures and dispense with the more complicated, expensive, and accelerated Act 1 budget requirements.
Any discussion? Nope. Okay, we'll move on to building and grounds. Mr. Cole?
Nothing to report.
Okay. Athletics would have been me. Now it's Mrs. Trimber.
It is recommended to approve Sarah
Doncevic.
to represent the Ambridge Area School District as an independent individual WPIAL swimmer. It is further recommended to authorize Candy Doncevic to serve as her sponsor coach at all practice and meets. Any questions, discussion?
No discussion? Okay, public relations. Ms. Gill?
Yeah, so I just became a head of this committee, so it's not on the formal agenda, but I do have 2 items that I think are very important to meet and discuss about tonight. First of all is a point that one of our audience members made. The agenda is often confusing, and I think that we need to, as a board, decide when agendas will be published and how they're going to be made available to the public. We have a lot of people here tonight, but most nights when I come here, it's completely empty. And I have had a difficult time finding agendas at all. In fact, today was my very first meeting, and I got a phone call and an email that I would have an agenda sent to me to an email that I did not yet have. So I think we need to be more transparent and open to the community. Those agendas need to be published in time so that people can decide if they need to come to the meeting that night or if they're just going to get the minutes later. But those agendas need to be made public much faster than what is happening now. My second point, in September I addressed this board and specifically Dr. Welter regarding the actions of Sherry Berg, a contracted public relations representative being paid using school funds. To date, no action has occurred regarding Ms. Berg. As Sherry Berg is not an employee of the school district, her contract here is a proper topic of discussion in the public forum. I asked directly if Sherry Berg was posting on Facebook and Ambridge Area School District related groups using the alias JC Devonti. Dr. Welter said she did not know. Based on reasonable information and belief, I questioned the accuracy of her reply and believe that Sherry Berg is indeed JC Devonti. As has already been reported in the media, Sherry Berg threatened costly and improper litigation against members of the press under her own name on behalf of Dr. Welter, and there are a litany of residents, taxpayers, and members of the press who were harassed, defamed, and intimidated by JC Devonti in public groups. The conduct of Sherry Berg is thus not just unacceptable, it is actionable. This board and district should not be exposed to liability based on the actions of a retained independent contractor. I take my duties as an elected official very seriously, and to that end, I have been in contact with the Pennsylvania State Police, the Attorney General, and the Auditor General regarding this matter. To my fellow residents and impacted members of the media, it is regrettable that public funds were inappropriately used in such a manner. As a reminder, a subpoena will always trump a non-disclosure agreement, and all individuals with knowledge and direction of Ms. Berg will be held accountable. School administrators and contractors serve at the pleasure of this board, not the reverse. This mindset must change, and the contract with Sherry Berg must be terminated.
So I don't believe that this meeting has been advertised for a voting meeting. Confirm that?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I wanted to bring it up tonight so that we can discuss it next week.
And I think that's, so if it is the desire of the board to make that an action item next week. So we don't
Just
actually.
discussion?
I think we just discussed
Discussion.
that, and if there's a
Should I
consensus,
just make a statement? What's happening?
it's the
You want to say?
2 months ago, Mrs. Mylan asked Sherry Berg, and on behalf of the board, to produce a monthly statement of all the things that she has done, all the postings and everything. And so the person who owns Communication Solutions, after she reviewed 2 months, sent a notice, and I have that to give you this evening, that she was well over her hours and that they were going to need to charge us hourly because she was well over her 8 hours a week. So they basically have terminated their it was a contract that didn't have any beginning or end. So as of December 1st, they're not working for us anymore.
Okay, so we can publicly state that Sherry Berg and the company that she was working for are no longer affiliated with the Ambridge Area School District in any
Yes.
way. Okay. I would still like to address the fact that it appears, based on several sources of information, that Sherry Berg was posting under an alias that was impacting school officials. So I think we still need to discuss that aspect, which we can do.
I just want you to make sure you have your facts straight before you make accusations toward me.
What I said was that I did not think that your reply was necessarily accurate to me. I did not say that you were doing it. I said that Sherry Berg was doing it using that alias, which is what it appears to be from various facts and documents that have been produced. So I would like to make sure that the taxpayers in this district know that from going forward, we are going to be incredibly transparent with them and proper use of taxpayer dollars.
Discussion, any other board members?
I just want to say, in regards to Sherry Berg, if this was something illegal going on, then yes, we need to get to the bottom of it. I, as a parent in this district, am one of those parents that supposedly J.C. Devontae had attacked. I'm a grown woman. I'm more than prepared to handle my own. However, I'm not okay if somebody who is representing this district is attacking middle school parents on a Facebook. And I don't know who's all involved. I'm not saying any of that. I do feel that this does need to be looked at. Because if we are paying someone money to represent this district, the taxpayers in this district have already paid enough money. I want some of that money back.
And I'd also like to note that because letters were sent threatening litigation, there is a statute of limitations that somebody could still take action against the district based on that letter that Sherry Berg sent. So it's great that from December 1st forward, we no longer have a relationship with these folks, but there is potential liability still outstanding based on that letter that was sent. So I think we need to discuss it further.
So to the extent that we're concerned or want to analyze what that potential risk or legal liability could potentially be, I would advise the board that we have that discussion in executive session to try to flesh that out a little bit more. And then in terms of what I've at least heard from the board members so far is that there is uncertainty and it is unknown.
Yes.
There are allegations and there are beliefs, and there has been some independent review of individuals before they join the board. So you may wish to consider that the action item, if you were going to go in that direction, would be to authorize an investigation, so that you would then have the information to kind of move forward if that was something that the board still wanted to do.
I think that is wise, given that there is potential liability still floating out there from the conduct.
I'm just, like I said, I'm not okay with parents in this district being attacked by someone who's supposed to be representing this district. As I said, last year, many of us had concerns in that middle school. I'm one of those parents that posted on Ambridge Residents United, every parent who has a child in this middle school needed to attend a meeting. Everybody had concerns. There were issues going on there. Rumors were being spread. We needed answers. And then when somebody fires back J.C. Devontae, I'm not sure who J.C. Devontae is. J.C. Devontae's out there and would like to come to a meeting. I'd really like to meet J.C. Devontae because, you know, I've been to many board meetings, as many of you know. I'm not afraid to speak my mind, and I've never met J.C. Devontae. And when J.C. Devontae fired back to me on Facebook, I was like, okay, I'll look forward to seeing you at the meeting. I've never met J.C. Devontae. So I don't know. I'm just not okay as a resident, as now a new school board member, that we were paying someone, and if that person was attacking residents in this district. I want our money back.
Any more discussion from anybody? Are we in agreement as a board that
So you want to do an investigation, is that what you're
an
doing?
action item to authorize an investigation and add it to the agenda for next week's meeting?
That's fine.
Yeah, I want to hear from other board members. So I think.
I'm in agreement for an investigation.
I agree with that.
Mrs. Pettigrew, Mrs. Mylan, how do you feel? Mr. Weir?
No, thank you.
I feel like, I think it's important for us, if it's important for board members who have concerns to create this action item. I think it's also important for us to be cautious on what we are saying as fact. Not to say that anyone's saying that, right? But that's the purpose of the investigation, is to find the truth.
Right, correct.
And so, that I think is important for us, because I'll speak for myself, I don't know anything other than, you know, what we would need to find out.
Right.
And
And
so-
I just shared everything that I know, you know, so I definitely feel it needs to be looked into.
So we're in agreement to add this for next week's meeting.
Yes.
All right, moving on to steering and rules. Mrs. Kehoe?
Item number 1 is policy 828.1 whistleblower, third reading. It is recommended as a third reading to adopt school board policy 828.1 to maintain a workplace where good faith complaints of wrongdoing or waste can be raised, free of any concerns about discrimination, retaliation, or harassment. Every employee has a responsibility to assist in implementing this policy. Are there any questions? That's all I have.
Discussion? Legislative,
Nothing this evening.
right? June, can you read the agenda, please?
Section 708 of the Sunshine Law permits agencies to hold executive sessions to discuss employment and personnel matters, labor relations, and arbitration matters, purchase or lease of real estate up to the time an option or agreement is obtained, litigation or potential litigation, legal matters subject to attorney-client privilege, and other agency business which, if discussed in public, would violate lawful privilege or would violate confidentiality law. The Board of School Directors will now hold an executive session to discuss employment and personnel matters, salary schedule, and labor relations. The board will not return to take any legislative action.
Do we have a motion to
One
adjourn?
question before we go.
Sure.
On the basketball situation, when will we have some type of interim or something
We're
in
going to
place?
discuss it in executive session, and as long as we have agreement with this group, we do have a plan in
Okay,
place.
all right.
I just want to take a minute, if I can, real quick, and I just want to say thank you to the residents of this district for taking your time and voting me in as a school board member. I want everyone to know I'm looking forward to working with everyone, honestly. I'm not here for the drama and the foolishness. I want to bring this district back to be one of the best districts. My heart is in the right place. I'm an Ambridge graduate, as many of you know, and my children are in this district. I'm not here to play games. I'm not here to meet behind closed doors. I'm here to talk and work with the public, to work with the staff, to work with the administration. Let's bring this district back. Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Any objections? All right, unanimous, call that baby.
All right.
Favor?
You gotta hit that.